Are you ready to get the hydrofacial glow? Loved in 87 countries across the world. It's not a facial, it's a hydrofacial. Now available across the UK. Visit hydrofacial.co.uk to find your nearest location.
The only thing is, Harriet, I am worried about my herb garden. Just afraid that it's going to dry up. And Basil and Rosemary are very upset. I mean, the thing is...
Are they speaking?
Well, they have been talking to me, but saying, you know, I've got to keep the whole thing moist.
Your moist herb garden that you've been worrying about.
Hello. Hey.
Hello, everybody. In this wonderful weather.
Isn't it gorgeous? It's so great to see you two back.
It's fantastic. I was so sad that you missed the awards, girl. But you know who we lost out to? We lost out to Lad Bible. To lose out to them was, I think, quite incredible. But we were very highly commended. And they also said about us that we were the most looked at people in the room because we were older by 3,000 years, weren't we, than everybody else there?
Is that all?
I didn't know that was the reason, Debbie, actually.
But all the way through the evening, it was fantastic because they were flashing up Wonderbirds.
Yeah,
all the time.
4 of us. Yeah.
It was really, really fab. And it was great. And Bob Barrett was instead of you girls, actually. And of course, the wonderful House was there. And in fact, House has got some fabulous pictures that I'm going to ask him to put in right now just to show what fun that we did have.
Absolutely.
Yes. So thank you, House, for putting in those lovely pictures. So where the bloody hell have you girls been? It's been ridiculous. I think I've got a theory. I think you both work for the Secret Services.
Ooh.
We can't say, can we, Mary?
I've got a better one than that. There have been sort of these strange lights over New Zealand, and they think it's aliens. And I think you were abducted by aliens. And is it the real Sherry and Harriet?
Mm-hmm. Who knows, darling? It's a heady mystery. But Debbie also thought we were the same person because we were never there together. Now we have proof we're separate people, Debbie.
Exactly. Know, Harriet, you can't tell us what you've been doing. No. But did you have fun? And when can you tell us?
I had tremendous fun. It was wonderful to be working, amazing people. And I play another psychotic person. No change there. And that's not real life, that's the acting.
Typecasting, darling. Oh no, not at all.
And Sherry, where have you been?
Well, I can't tell you, but I will be able to soon.
See, I knew it.
Great part, great people, such a joy to be working, and I can't tell you, I had the best time ever. And when I can tell you, you'll know how funny it was.
Good, I cannot wait.
Oh, can't wait. Well, that's lovely having so much excitement, isn't it, really?
You know something, Sherry? I must tell you, I bumped into the lady that does my nails sometimes when I can afford it, on special occasions. And she said to me that she thought that you were the best thing in Benidorm. She was so excited when she found out I was working with you. And I needed to tell you that. And she was only 25 years old.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Program, you know, the young ones where I've just been, the young ones were just absolutely obsessed with it. And of course, all the time, it's on a loop. So you watch it all the time.
I can't believe we're actually talking about Benidorm again. I thought we got rid of this a long time ago, and here we are back.
We're talking about Benidorm.
Oh, and Harriet, did you do something with The Weakest Link?
Oh, I did. Yes, I did.
Thank you.
It was when I was in Wicked, and it was a musical theatre.
That's it.
I was out. Yeah, and I think I said, I'm the weakest link. Goodbye. So before she got a chance to say that to me, I said it to her. And I was all dressed up horrible from Wicked. It was heaven. Yeah. I thought, I'm not having any of that nonsense, Anne Robinson.
Brilliant.
I'm out of here.
Anne Robinson, that's right. And so listen, what do you think of the weather? Is it you enjoying it or?
Oh, yes. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have the heat. Because, you know, we're not going away on holidays. We've got it here for about a week, which is virtually the longest summer we've ever had.
The only thing is, Harriet, I am worried about my herb garden because
What are you talking? Is that a euphemism? What are you talking about?
Well, because I'm just afraid that it's going to dry up. So
Darling,
water
yes, you've got to water it.
yes, and Basil and Rosemary are very upset. I mean, the
How are
thing
they?
is,
Are they speaking?
well, they have been talking to me, but saying, you know, I've got to keep the whole thing moist, the herb garden.
Do we need to stop now? Just
Yes.
Your moist herb garden that you've been worrying about.
Yes, I'm very worried about that.
I've told her that she's got to get the right lubrication, but she doesn't listen to me.
No, absolutely not. Anyways, what about holidays, girls? Are we thinking about going away anywhere?
What
Well,
happened?
that was a fast answer.
They've cancelled 1,000 flights, haven't they, BA?
Yeah.
Have they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
10,000, I think.
And
flights.
we also need that thing called money. I don't know if
Yeah.
you know that thing.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing from the distant past, you mean?
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
helps you get the
E-
flight.
even if you're thinking of staycations, they're double and triple the price that they used to be.
They are.
You know, there's nowhere. I don't know how people are going to go anywhere.
No.
No. What about are Airbnbs very expensive now?
Yeah.
Very, very expensive.
It's the time.
know.
It's the time of the year. And also, I don't know. Did you read that thing about Airbnb yesterday, or 2 days ago or so, in the papers, saying that so many of their people that put on Airbnb are party houses, and a lot of them they're trashed. You know, thousands of people turn up for big parties, and now that they've changed all of their thing, they've also got an insurance that you can have, that if you are with Airbnb, your house is insured against this happening. So loads of people have come off it.
Oh wow.
So
Gosh.
I think that's quite interesting.
What are party houses?
Well, there are
come
people
on.
that put houses on so people can have, like, you know, raves and things.
Crazy parties.
Oh, gosh.
Not the thing of the yesteryear, darling.
And I don't think many people do Airbnb that I know of anymore anyway, because they
No.
cost a fortune in any case, and people just can't do it. I don't know how people are going to afford anyway. I'm going to have to stay at home.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I think the thing that will take off, and it's got to, Sherry, obviously, is caravanning.
Yeah, I mean, even that's getting more and more expensive to hire a staff for a lodge. They're really expensive. Not like they were at all. But
No.
you know, I mean, but we're going to have to see what happens in the next 6 months, aren't we?
Yeah.
Or we could have a Wonderbirds tent.
Can you,
Camping.
can you imagine the hell?
I've never been a tenter, I have to say.
Well,
No.
you know, many years ago, Kira went camping with the school, and she said to me, she rang me up a couple of days in, and she said, "Mummy, this place is so ridiculous. There's nowhere to even plug in my hair straighteners." I said, "You're in the middle of a forest."
But the tents now are amazing, though. They have en suites and they have
They do.
a different game now. But
That's
Yeah.
a glamping thing, isn't
Don't
it?
have a-
Rather than camping. You want the glamping.
Glamping isn't too bad actually, but then
It's all very expensive, and
Yeah.
tree houses and
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, I really quite like the thought of going into a tree house.
You know what we should do? We should get somebody to do some research and come on and tell us the cheapest holiday, shouldn't we?
That'd be
Because
good.
everyone's going to be really, really, thin on the ground with holidays, food
holidays.
prices. So we
Yeah.
should do that really. But we should sort of, educate ourselves and everyone, tell
Well,
people the best options.
Yeah, here at Wonderbirds Towers, perhaps we should rent out a few rooms.
True. True. We couldn't we? Zoom rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zoom
instead of tree houses, we have nests.
We
don't
have
forget.
yes.
But
Zoom
in a
houses.
tree house, you couldn't drink, could you?
No,
No.
dear.
Well, 'cause you
Over the
might
top,
fall
dear.
out.
Well, you'd fall
Yeah.
out,
Well,
Yeah.
True.
wouldn't you? You'd
That wouldn't
Yeah,
stop us, would it?
these tree houses, Sherry, you don't fall out of. I mean, they're incredible. Have you seen them? Some of them are just
No.
absolutely. They're on 2 or 3 stories, and they're just built up on the sides. They've got they're absolutely wonderful.
Do you know what I used to do to entertain? And also it's sort of, because now everything is so tight, I used to invite people round, my friends and neighbours when I lived in the square in London, and we were all sort of struggling and doing different jobs. and we used to recycle our clothes. Now it's kind of a holiday thing to do, isn't it? To sort of all get together and sit outside and drink and everything. And what you do is you just take one sort of item of food. So you maybe make a salad or whatever it is, or couscous, or just buy something from M&S if you can afford it. One item only.
Yeah, I'll go to Aldi and I'll get you some Tim's. There we go.
Bottle of cheap plonk. Go round to your mates. We all turn up. Get absolutely, have a nice little drinky poo, and then put all the clothes in the middle of the room, and then you all try on a recycle, and anything that's left over you take to the charity shop. And that way you're having beautiful new clothes. I mean, new clothes just to change is as good, isn't it, really? And you're all supporting each other and having loads of fun. How about that? It's called a clothes swap.
I think the thing is, it's very strange about recycled clothes. I don't know if you girls feel the same. I mean, there's very high-end recycling, isn't there? Beautiful designer gear. Whereas if you gave me a dress, Dee, or if Sherry gave me one of her jackets, I would absolutely love it. But I don't like going into those shops and getting secondhand clothes from other people I don't wear. Is that me, or do you feel the same?
I think that's true. I mean, I go to charity shops and if I see something, that is good, I'll get something, and then I clean it and then I wear it.
I love charity shops.
Charity shop I take all my stuff to. She always says to me, "Can you please stop bringing them? Because I just get rid of things. I'm in that mode now, getting rid of things." And she said, "Can you please stop? There's just no room now." Now she keeps saying, "Can you bring as much as possible?" They're going out daily. We need as many clothes as we possibly get. Children,
really?
Is that because people can't afford it now, Sherry?
Yeah.
Sherry, can you keep some of your jackets for me?
I will. I'm just deciding which ones I don't want anymore. So I'll go down the line.
Oh, please do, because I love all your jackets. They're wonderful.
Yeah.
But I don't mean charity shops. What I mean are, the high-end second-hand shops. Well, they're very sort of up. They have designer gear. They're possibly more expensive than ordinary shops, anyway.
And it will get much worse in the next 6 months, because we'll go into a recession where house prices drop. Nothing will be worth anything. And I think in the next 6 months, particularly winter, I think we have to support everybody as much as we can. And that means, they're even saying that they're running out of food for the food banks now. So I think they're going into very serious times. And I don't think people realise just how serious it's going to be. Maybe somebody could come on to Wonderbirds and say, "Listen, this is what's going to happen, but we could all pull together," like my dad used to say, or everybody pulled together and everybody cared. Care now, haven't we?
Well, I wonder. Many years ago, I did a very strange thing, but in fact, it was I found out about when the homeless people. I've told you this before. What they needed the most was they needed gloves, they needed underwear, they needed vests, they needed all those sort of things. So I wonder if Wonderbirds should do another knicker appeal or something like that for the homeless people. So they've got scarves and they've got gloves, because there will be an awful lot of homeless people this year. In the winter. So it's something to think about. And anybody, any of our viewers that have any ideas of how we can help, please tell us, because we'd love to. And if we can just, try something with all of us, to be the spearhead of Wonderbird's campaign to help. I think that's a very, very good idea, very noble, Sherry, and we should definitely do it, because it's, we are all in a privileged position to have a roof over our heads.
Yeah. That's it, isn't it? And
food in our mouths, and we are lucky, even though it's hard. But there are people that have just lost that, and we're all just one thing away from losing that. And that is what is so incredibly hard.
It is, and I think also with food now going up, we could have somebody talking about, how to select the right food, and you can actually live quite frugally on a very healthy diet. I was talking to somebody the other day who does lots of sort of pulses and beans and that sort of thing, and you can get them in bulk. So I think we've got to, that would help us too, and I think we've got to get that out. But as you say, we need to know from people who are watching us. Please let us know what you think we should do.
What you can't do is talk to people in a patronising way, because
No.
what people know is pint, and I want some fish and chips, and I want on toast, and I want everything. Do you know what I mean? And it's that's the difference. You have to be very careful that you're being a bit glib with people, you know, and say what you can do.
The other thing is, though, Sherry, I think it's very, very interesting. Charity shops, they do, most charity shops take everything. The secondhand high-end shops don't take anything, because I've taken loads of my stuff around. They won't have them because they're not designer, because I don't have very many designer clothes. But when Talia was giving away all of her, do you remember, she had her bus that she took to London, giving away all those things for buses for the homeless. A lot of those homeless people did not want the Levi jeans that she was, you know, Levi's gave them a whole load of jeans. They didn't want them because they were the wrong size, or they preferred Versace. I mean, really, didn't want the shoes, didn't want the socks. So what is homelessness? I mean, who are these people that don't want these things? Whereas some people were so grateful. So it's kind of finding out who really needs it.
Yeah. And it's
I think everyone's going to now, you know, I think we're going to, everyone. And I think you're right, Sherry, not to talk down to people, because we're in the same boat. And, you know, you say fish and chips. I mean, that's brilliant, because I know exactly how to do that on the cheap. So there's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, and you know, Debbie, you're right. We just need to do the right thing for everyone.
Yeah.
So, and Harriet could sing.
Yeah.
Oh, but we don't want people to start going out to get hearing aids.
They're very expensive.
And that's what I heard, but I won't talk about that man on the air.
No. Of course not. And as many of you guys know this, but I just think this is also interesting as well, about Neil, my ex-partner, having the stroke, and how incredible the NHS have been. I mean, it's astonishing the amount of treatment. He's now in a stroke rehab centre, but the amount of, you know, at 9 o'clock in the morning, he's up, and, you know, when he, you know, because he was down for 12 hours, so he couldn't get the fastest treatment. But, you know, from being unconscious, unable to move, and I mean, he's 55, which helps him because he's that much younger. But to be like that, all those, you know, for all that time, you know, for 10 weeks, really in a terrible state. And now, you know, he's sitting in a wheelchair, and he can eat himself. He's still got nothing on the left hand side. So you know, they've got him they're doing loads and loads of stuff with his wheelchair, and he now can zoom around rehab.
Yeah,
but it's very difficult, because I've never really known anyone who's had a stroke before, and a lot of the people in there are there, you know, because they've had this, and a lot of them are much older, and a lot of young women, strangely enough, are in there. And I think it's just such it's incredible how you know, we have this facility of the NHS when it works like that. It's completely unbelievable.
Of course.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I know I mean, they are amazing. I know that with my granddaughter being so ill, and I haven't really talked about that because it's so hard to talk about it, but they are just incredible. And you know, I'm so grateful that we live in this day and age, actually, where we have got that sort of help and support, and you know, we need to do all we can to give back, because it's. But
you know what? It's only this day and age. It's this country. A lot of countries don't have the national health.
Yeah.
No, they don't pay, and we need to do everything we can to support our national health and keep it, because people are trying to get rid of it, and that's the most important thing. And just before I went away to work, I had an infection in my eye. I got on the tube, went to Moorfields Eye Hospital. Within half an hour, I'd seen somebody, had a prescription, antibiotics, all sorts of drops.
Oh,
literally the night before I went away.
Oh,
cortisone, antibiotics, everything. It was fine. But I was able to get on the tube at 9 o'clock at night, go to Moorfields, which is 24 hours, go in there, be seen, get back on the tube, come home, and go the next morning for nothing. We are so lucky to have the national health. And oh my God, it can go in a second if we don't do everything to make sure we keep hold of it. It's so important.
And the staff at the stroke ward, in Kingston Hospital were just amazing. And what they
Yeah.
had to deal with as well, you know, that's some of the patients, which I didn't realize were very, very violent. And these patients, they've got Alzheimer's. And one of the nurses nearly broke her shoulder because he was grabbing hold of her arm. And I just think, wow, you don't until you're there every day and see what goes on, you
Exactly.
don't realize how much they have got to put up with and what a difficult job it is. And they are the unsung heroes. I mean, they really are for everything that they do. And you think that people earn fortunes for appearing on Love Island. I hate to mention that, but it's true, isn't it?
Oh,
Whereas
please.
these guys should earn so much more money. They should be so, you know, we need them. They are the lifeblood of this country, aren't they?
I want to give a shout out to one of my grandsons who just won a bronze medal on Sunday for a competition in jiu-jitsu. Blake.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations.
Well done.
Well done, Blake.
My granddaughter Molly got the best report for SATs and the end of primary that I've ever seen.
Oh,
Yay!
wow.
Well done, all the grandchildren. Well done. Now, who is coming in on Friday? That's what we need to know.
Well, we've got a very interesting lady. She describes herself as an actress, a car salesperson, a cleaner. Yes. many things. But she had a child in later life, which was a surprise. But it's written 5 books, very interesting and very, very funny.
She's had twins, Dee.
Yes, Carrie J. Hansen. She had twins.
Yes. Well,
yes.
And she has a son as well. So yes, we will see her on Friday.
Yeah.
And you.
Girls.
See you then.
Bye.